Oh, I'll be here, by the way, but muted so that I can mostly talk to the stream. I might be jumping out occasionally, but...
Sounds good.
If I recall, what usually works best in these situations is I'm muted all the time, and then if I need to talk at the same time that they're talking, I'll deafen temporarily so that I can just address the stream directly.
Mulligan in 3.
But for the most part, I want you all to be able to hear the interactions the players are having. So this is what I'm going to do.
Alright, I'm going to mulligan too.
Okay. Good luck, have fun.
Alright. You might have to explain how the that mechanic works to me. That gets added on the reshuffle, right?
Yeah, so with Season 5, when you reshuffle, instead of drawing a card at the end of your turn, you put this in hand.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So if you do not manually reshuffle, you don't get your astral.
Okay. Alright, start us off.
Yep, I am just going to begin with a prepare action.
As someone suggests, I'm going to ask, do y'all mind if I can see your hands so that they'll be visible on the stream?
Not at
Absolutely.
All right.
Alright. What do I want to do? Alright, we'll throw out +2 power.
Okay.
Okay. Rachel threatening power at range. This implies that she has probably flying lobelia, maybe EX flying lobelia. Renea is probably going to participate in the boost war. Notably, Renea has an opener called Stray Fire, which normally beats everything, but it doesn't beat Guardy Projectiles. And Rachel has a Guardy Projectile called Tiny Lobelia. We can actually see.
I'm discarding a neutralizer to close 2.
Okay.
Interesting.
I am going to strike.
Okay.
Huh. Yeah, so normally Renee would probably initiate with the Stray Fire, but it risks losing to Tiny Lobelia. Instead, okay, so Rachel initiated with Cross at range 2. Yeah, that's super safe. This makes sense. Renee doesn't have Guardy ranged moves. She has to put Guard on them with boost or something. That does mean it's now Renea's turn to initiate. She could play a pretty safe Stray Fire. And is going to boost instead. Probably wants to build it up to a point where it can beat Tiny Lobelia, which is the Guardy Projectile that Rachel is in fact throwing right now. Okay, she's putting Guard on her own attack, so this implies... Oh, I think we had a false reveal there. Yeah, that was misunderstanding how Renea's ability works. Fairly common. Okay, pretty fair trade. Rachel gets a lot of value out of this, but so does Renea.
Alright.
And you are not stunned either, so you then hit me for 3.
Yep.
Is there anything else here?
Top part of the discard to my gauge. So that goes there, and then that goes to gauge as well. Oh, okay, cool.
And I got my my best transform out. Alright, back to me then, unless I gave you advantage.
There's a cleanup decision. I don't know if you want to...
Yeah, I'm looking at that right now. Place don't fit in any space. Okay, and then... Sure. Okay, sweet. So I can throw this face down in that space as a lightning rod. And then after any strike, if they're standing there, they take 2 damage. Is that how that works?
So just rotate it so that it's nice and easy to tell.
Okay, I will move him actually closer to... I'm gonna put it there.
Okay.
Cool. Alright, my turn then, right? Or no, I struck.
That was yours. Yep.
I think it made sense, Byron, not to strike into the Fierce, because Stray Fire at range 2 or even at range 4 loses fairly easily to a lot of things in this matchup. Like, Tiny Lobelia is a very reliable projectile. It loses mostly to Flare here. I guess Flare is a pretty solid card, actually, in the matchup, right? Like, Renea can initiate, and then close 2, and at range 4... At range 4, it loses 2 things that punish drop-ins, right? It loses to Electric Chair, Sweep, Focus, but not even that badly. Oh, that's fair. Yeah, whether Strafe actually loses is a debate. So blue, the world is blue, for those who are watching this dialogue and are wondering why I'm referring to people by things that aren't their names. Eternal Magus Byron, the world is blue. So, Tiny... Flare closes 2, which means it goes to range 2, so it ducks inside the minimum range of Tiny. So it's not going to actually trade. Straight fire does. But yeah. Oh, and hey, speaking of. Huh. Interesting.
That goes there. And then... Okay. Cool. And then if I spend this card here from Gauge, is that 2 force or 1 force?
That is 2 force, but any card engage always only counts as 1 gauge.
I'm sorry,
That
I
makes
was
sense.
talking to the stream for a sec. How did you hit with this?
From the lightning rod.
But
Oh, the attack's range includes your lightning rods. I can't... Oh, that is a complete miss.
right.
Oh,
Good call. I misread that. I thought it was your lightning rod counts as range.
Uh,
Nope, so that is a whiff. So gain 3 health, and then your flare is actually going to hit me for 3.
If you play this from hand, you will still have to validate it, though.
Ah, yeah.
Sorry.
Okay. No. Good catch. Alright.
yeah. I guess I should mention I do not understand Rachel, so I'm not going to catch these things.
Oh, no worries. First time playing her and first time playing Season 5 as a whole, so I'm going to make mistakes. What did I take from that? 3?
Just 3.
Okay, cool. Alright.
Oh wait, no, sorry, 4. I also had the +1 power boost in play. Excuse me.
Okay, sweet.
Not this, but that is worth knowing about. Boosting again.
Typically, fears either don't have or don't know how to use block. I don't really accept that assessment. Alright, striking into the face down boost. This is going to be tactical training. So yeah, so striking when Renea has 1 boost makes a lot of sense. It means she's not going to get 2 boosts. The key thing is, are you going to be able to stop her from exceeding? And the answer is no. Yeah, so that +1 speed is crucial here. It means paranormal outspeeds and hits for 3. That'll get a transform, which also means Renea now qualifies for exceed, which is fantastic for her. So Byron, my response is I don't think it's the only option. Like, yeah, I tend to parry that. Like, if I'm confident, if I'm reasonably confident that I'll be able to reshuffle at a timing that it doesn't just give her the parry, right? Because her reshuffle, her when you exceed effect, the kicker comes off the top of her discard, but her hit effect comes off the bottom. So like, I do get some space, so an early parry isn't necessarily bad. Renea's a character where the opponent has to manage their discard color order, by the way. For those wondering what the heck I'm talking about, and why I'm like talking about the first turn of the game, like it's affected by your exceed turn much later, it is. Because that's how Renea works. Joys of fighting Renea. Alright, so Renea now has 2 face-down boosts in play. This is huge. This means she has +2 power on top of whatever stats are listed there. And Rachel's not a character with catch-all answers. Like, she's not Renea herself, or Arcune, or Hakumen, where she can play a thing, and if she has the resources to pay for it, it is extremely safe. She's a character who pretty much has to rely on good card shapes and on zoning, or at least I should say on spacing. Alright, so she's playing a block into this. That is a 10 power sweep, which is going to knock her card out. It'll be extremely expensive, and I'm not sure that Rachel will be able to recover from this resource expenditure. Yeah, that's fair. Paranormal is also an extremely good transformation. Yep, so we have the sweep effect, and then we have 10 power. Whew, that is expensive. It looks as though, yeah, Renea's already done her cleanup steps. People are doing these a little out of order. It's very common at high level play, especially. But like even in intermediate play, people will move through these steps quickly, and it's not necessarily at the right time. So technically, Rachel's boots are still in play. However, she has already decided not to use her after effect based on the mimetism, however that is pronounced, transformation. So, given that, she discarded stuff even though technically we're not at the cleanup step yet. Yeah. Looks like that was a decision to spend 2 force and then take 4 damage. Decided those cards were more valuable than the gauge. Which is resource decisions are, in my opinion, the hard part of Exceed. Okay, spent 1 more force. So should be at 19 life, I believe. Yep. But yeah, this matchup isn't necessarily going to be the best one for me to commentate because it involves Renea, who I'm just not that great as or against. Also not an amazing Rachel player, but I'm a pretty good one. Whereas Renea is a character I just flail with.
Just doing Renea things.
Just throw every boost down. Wait. Okay, so I can do... I need to get out of this corner. Alright, let's do speed.
I feel like we might be about to see the the light dive play, like the range 1 dive to jump over. And here we have Renea exceeding. This makes sense. I'm not sure exactly what's on top of her discard pile. Oh yeah, this is a ruling because it's basically it had to be FAQ'd. It wasn't put on the card. But when she exceeds, she's supposed to flip her face down boost and resolve their now effects. So that's happening now.
Your discard pile into my briefcase.
Mm-hmm.
And then I draw for the end of my turn.
Okay.
So from now on, whenever I hit, I add cards from your discard to my briefcase, and I can spend these as their boosts.
Nice. Alright,
I was feeling light dive, but seeing that whirlwinds, I like light whirlwinds to sustain the light and probably make Renea get rid of those boosts. Although because Renea backed up, I kind of feel like she's gonna have a spike or a sweep or a focus. Like, it's unusual, right? We can see her hand and she doesn't. But that's what I think Telegraph is. Now, as it is, she could play a really, really stupid high-power EX Assault, and she's gonna.
What are the odds this is a cross? Pretty low, honestly, in this position. EX Assault.
okay. Whirlwind?
Oh, you are faster. You're much
Yeah.
faster. Alright, so that's quite a lot.
Okay. So it's only 3 damage, but I will sustain my boost.
Alright, I take 2 because of armor, and I am stunned.
Okay.
That stun was really important. Preventing Renea from getting the 10 damage EX Assault off is huge. And the boosts that she has in her briefcase are not amazing. Well, no, that's not true. George is amazing. But 2 copies of Backstep, not a big deal, honestly. Like, it's good for her, but she wants continuous boosts more than anything.
Okay. Alright, strike.
You have 1 speed on me.
I was kind of expecting the Flying Billy to come out instead, which would make a little bit of space, although it wouldn't actually get out of the corner.
Wild swing.
Okay. What do we got?
Oh no.
Dive.
Your dive is faster.
Okay.
It does whiff. Because
Right.
you move 1 more.
Right,
That
one
makes
more,
sense.
yep.
But that's still good, because I miss, and I do not get this transform.
Yep.
At this stage in the game, I probably value Lethal Force more as an attack, because it's a big old kick. In this case, kick refers to a card shape. Actually, I think blue might have been the one who coined the term. Represented by Donkey Kick and Axe Kick, as well as Lethal Force, and a good handful of other cards. Which are essentially they are the things that they are the mid speeds that beat slows, but are fairly reliable. So lethal force, because it's in Renea's kit, is usually going to have some stats piled on top of it to make it on curve or incredibly high power. So kicks are usually around 5 power, around 5 speed, right? They're like plus or minus 1 on either count, and then you add 1 boost and they become insane. Oh, that was a raw lethal force just to block. Yikes.
Alright, yeah, okay, I just take 5.
Treasure Hunter is arguably a kick. The thing is, Treasure Hunter doesn't stuff things, right? Without 1 boost in play, but then it does, so I would say it is a kick. However, even with nothing else, it gains a ton of value if it hits. So I think Treasure Hunter's a kick. It feels like a kick.
Forgot about that.
Okay, how do I want to do this? I think I'm going to prepare again.
Okay. I am going to put your boost into play,
Okay. That is plus 2 power.
and then I am going to strike.
Okay.
This is actually pretty expensive, considering only getting Fierce as opposed to waiting for a second continuous boost means that if Renea wants to maintain that value, she's going to have to double down. Sorry, not double down. Mimetism, which would be extremely expensive. Now, the hit effect from Paranormal, honestly, probably worth it. But I wouldn't have boosted Fierce in that place. I would have just struck the Paranormal. Ooh, okay. Well, thanks to the Fierce, I guess she trades down by less. And she does get that hit effect.
Bottom of your... Got both crosses.
Yep.
Oh, I think I turned off my audio by accident.
Okay.
So
And then
I take
you
the full
just-
6.
And then you discard from your hand.
Yep. I discard my block.
Okay.
Good old Wild Swing Renea.
Yep.
Interestingly, that implies that Renea declines to return any normals from her discard to her hand, which almost certainly would have been worth it. Like, that's the reason to play Paranormal, is you either need to transform or you want the hit effect, because it's a very good hit effect. I'm surprised.
Wild swing, but don't have any continuous boosts in play. That's.
I don't have a continuous boost. Both my paranormals are down.
Yeah.
Both my grasps are down. So realistically, if I wild swing, it's probably something slower.
Yeah. Okay.
Unless it's neutralizer. Okay. Oh, and it's neutralizer. So I am going to choose to invalidate this.
Okay.
All right.
All right. What is my
Don't forget to retreat 3 as well.
to the corner?
That is true, Blue. Although, notably... Yeah, it has to be crit, but that just means it costs a gauge, right? Like, it's just a kick with the cost.
All right, are we good?
Yep.
I will prepare.
All right. I will. I think I will. An EX here.
So in my opinion, the EX only covers straight fire. So I'm going to check in a second to see if another straight fire is up. If not, it's not worth the massive resource cost that this is. But if so, then yeah, actually I would. I think it makes sense.
You have the gauge. Well, I don't think that breaks my guard.
Yeah, there is a straight fire up, so I think this is reasonable.
So I'm going to hit you for 3. Push you 1.
Hit me for 4 because it's EX.
Oh, right. Yes, you're right. So push you 1. I'll detonate the lightning rod, which hits you for another 2.
Good call.
You need to pay the force first.
I do need to pay the force, right? So that I get paid from here. Sorry, I'm going to put this to the side for a second. And then I can place top card of my discard pile face down in any space. Okay. Within this attack's range is a lightning rod. And that will go...
1 sec. Sorry, this returns to your hand, right?
No, sorry, this was the lightning rod.
Right, so that's in your hand.
So that goes back to my hand?
If you were using the after on your ability, otherwise it's on the board.
You're correct. So I used the after on my... Yeah, I used... Oh, return to your hand. There you go.
Yep. And now, when you paid the cost and when you revealed, the cost and the extra copy go to discard in either order. So you basically get to choose which of those is on top of your discard pile.
Got it. Okay. And in that case, I'd want this to effectively become the new lightning rod. So
then, yeah, you pay with that, and then you discard the extra copy, and then you
Okay.
get your cleanup later.
Got it. So the one that hit goes to Gage, and then this becomes the lightning rod, and it will go. It'll go there. Thank you.
Okay.
Yeah, Rachel and Platinum are notable for having cleanup triggers, which were uncommon to begin with, and very uncommon outside of boosts in Season 3 even. I don't think Season 4 had any cleanup triggers. Maybe not any.
I'm going to reshuffle. Would you like to look at my discard before I do so?
I'll take a quick glance. Okay.
Okay.
So quick reminder on the or quickly remind me on the backside of Rachel overdrive. What is that?
So, Season 5 characters use Overdrive as their exceed thing, which is to say that your exceed mode is on a timer. So, you have a 3 gauge exceed cost, which means to exceed you take 3 cards from your gauge, and you put them in a new area called your Overdrive area.
Okay.
Then, at the start of each of your turns, you discard one of them. When you discard a card from your Overdrive area is what makes you perform your exceed, or your Overdrive effect, excuse me.
Got it. Okay.
So that is
makes
the
sense.
timing, that is what that trigger is.
Cool.
And then at the start of turn, after you discard one, if you're out, like if your Overdrive is empty at that point, then you flip back.
Okay. Easy enough. Alright, then... Do I want to exceed right now? I think I will prepare.
Propeller Knight has a cleanup trigger, I just remembered.
I am going to run.
Okay.
This goes here. And prepare.
Alright. Let's see. Alright, so I will exceed at this point. So these 3 go to the side. I flip her. And then draw 1 at the end of my turn. And I resolve the overdrive you said at the start of my turn.
Right, it'll be whenever you discard a card from Overdrive, which is start of turn.
Okay. Cool.
I'm going to, I could put George the 13th down. Now I'm going to prepare.
Alright, so I discard 1 from there. I can put a continuous boost into play. Sorry, I'm looking at my continuous boosts.
Take your time.
Okay.
Drunken. The boost on Rachel means you don't actually have to pay the costs on the continuous boost, correct?
You do. It doesn't say anything about... It does not say put into play, and it doesn't say without paying costs, so you would pay the cost.
Okay.
Alright, so as long as you're in that square, you'll just continuously take 1 non-lethal
During cleanup, yeah.
during cleanup, yep.
And then that was all your Overdrive triggers, so now you have your actual turn.
So...
So specifically because of the threat of anticipation, I would have done this a little bit differently, I think. I would have placed either that or the initiative boost into play. And if I played Ivy Blossom, I would have placed it at range 2. Because then what I would do is I would spend a force to push one, probably Electric Chair, the other copy, and initiate with Whirlwinds. So I especially like the initiative, push 1, Whirlwinds, so that you have a speed 7 that also gains advantage and sustains the +1 speed boost. And then your next overdrive, then you have advantage, so you take another turn, discard a card from overdrive, play another continuous boost if you have a good one, and then you still have +1 speed and you can strike with probably a, speed 6, power 5 spike drop, all without the risk of losing suddenly to anticipation.
Yeah.
Anticipation.
All right.
So, I advance 1. Nothing happens there. I deal 3 damage.
All right. I block 2 of it with armor.
Hit
Yep.
effects.
And then, so this does not hit you back.
Yep,
Nope,
there you go.
but I do take the non-lethal.
Okay. And that goes there, so I don't hit you with that, but I do draw a card. Okay.
Wow, that one's not terribly useful.
That one does nothing for you. That's amazing.
I mean, maybe once I get a couple lightning rods down.
Yeah.
True.
There you go.
You could place lightning rods with her boosts.
Oh no.
They wouldn't have any text on them, but they would
No.
count. But they would count as lightning rods for the purpose of that specific boost.
All right. So overdrive. Let's see. Can you have I'm assuming you can't have multiple cards in the same space on the board, or can you?
You definitely can.
Oh, well, sure. All right. Well, in that case, I'm gonna throw another electric chair right there. I don't know how you want to denote that there's 2, but we can
Just
do
like that, it's fine.
Okay, easy enough. And then I will strike.
That also causes you to draw a card from the now effect.
Thank you. I change what I'm doing. Nope, I'm still striking.
I'm going to wild swing.
Okay.
Alright, so I deal 4, 2 after armor.
Yep. And then I turn around, blap you for 4, and then you take 2 from the chair. And then I draw a card.
Alright. I might...
Renee said effect.
Thank you. I'm very bad at this.
All good. I'm here to help.
Finally, a boost I can play. That's not actually true, because the very first thing I am doing is I am getting off these electric chairs. And then I am going to go ahead and...
So there's some irony to that, because the electric chair is almost no longer a threat. It's a cleanup trigger that only does non-lethal damage, so it can't kill her. It probably would have been better to boost the Fierce from Briefcase, and then the Tactical Training from Hands. And then you would have +5 speed and +5 power and +1 speed, which is pretty good.
Alright, so for my overdrive, my last overdrive, I will throw a... And these are considered having a continuous boost in play, right?
Yes.
Okay, cool.
I kind of want to see initiative and then EX spike drop.
I think I'm going to drop Whirlwind here. So if you're on hit, if you're in that space, it's 1 power and then push or pull 1. And then I think I'm going to EX.
This one also draws a card.
Ah, thank you. Okay.
So sadly, because this was not initiative, he will still lose on speed to straight fire, which is probably what's going to happen.
Straight fire.
Okay. And you... I think you're going to beat me on speed there with your +1.
I do. I have 7 speed.
Okay.
So I hit you for 3.
Okay.
And I retreat 1.
Alright. And then you'll take 1 from the lightning rod.
Hold on. You have 1 armor because you're EX, so you take 2, not 3.
Thank you.
And then because you're stunned, your after isn't going to go off, so you won't take he won't take anything with the lightning rod.
Good call. Alright, cool.
Also, all of your boosts drop, but they drop before your attack, so...
Okay, so Matt will take that one. And then...
So, all of your boosts hit your discard pile.
Okay.
And then your attack.
Yep.
Oh, and you should have left Exceed mode at the start of your turn.
Yep. Dumb question, I think I might have messed up earlier. Where those lightning rods should have probably disappeared off that space, right? Oh no, sustain.
They sustain if the opponent stays there, so they... yeah.
Yep.
So now they're gone.
Okay, cool. Alright, Matt. What you doing?
That is an excellent question. Well, I know I'm boosting power because it's literally free. And boosting armor and guard.
That is the way to do things.
So Renea now has +4 power, +1 armor, +3 guard, but only 2 life. So she could still die pretty easily here. I think I should have had that sweep in hand a moment earlier.
Sorry. And you have 2 continuous boosts out, so you have +2 power.
Yep.
What did you have earlier that was giving you an armor passively?
Armor.
I don't think the play is tech, I think the play is EX Lobelia.
Maybe we play risky here. Yeah. No time like the present, right? What's EX?
That changes a bit what I was going to do.
I just realized exactly how much is in my discard pile, so you might be able to figure out what my EX attack is.
Well, most likely Spike. But I also don't know Rachel's cards. I'm gonna name Spike, and I'm going to Wild Swing.
Okay.
That won't beat Spike, so...
Alright.
It was not. It's faster anyways. Alright. So
Cannon at your face for 4, and that kills you.
good game.
GG. Alright. It's a good comeback from a completely blundering early game.
Oh, I was absolutely terrified. The point where there are about 4 lightning traps out and half of them are on the same space as me is a little worrisome.
Yeah.